come class time. We come to beat one man tonight. Who the cap fit? Let them wear it. Who the cap fit? Let them wear it. Why? Guys, listen. I'm waiting for my students. Guys, this morning, yesterday I know it was all black. My family passed thing and, the burial and it's all black. And I tell you guys, I have my nice black dress. And see the dress in there, guys, and couldn't find my frock this morning. Me have to dig up and look for my frock. Guys, did you read my title? Did you read my title? Can I go read it over phone? I title. Good night. Welcome, 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 guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome to class. Come on, invite somebody. Invite somebody. Invite somebody. Come and tell us the class I got turn up tonight. Come on. Tell a friend that I'm going live. I'm here. Wait for it build up that we can, how do you put up with someone that already in a relationship, both female or male? What if you need sex? Does that work out? Tell me, how does that work out? Me need the female to talk to me, and me need the male to talk to me. Because this is for both female and male. This is not only for male alone. Because when you're in a relation, come on, guys, come on. Because I take notes whenever I am coming on. I have to take notes. And I take my notes in my phone. I write down everything. So guys, come on. We want you to come and answer my question. We want everybody have a talk tonight. Everybody have a voice and everybody can give them honest opinion. As to me, guys, it can't work. Because here we want you to tell me how that sex part work, because suppose nature kick in and nature want to take it course. How does that go? And if the man live with somebody, and if the woman have her man, how does that work for Uno? How that digest good in a food? Me no know, because it can't digest good in my system. And then again, me can't say for let's see that Me just can't, yeah, man. Guys, I make a mess looking for my black frock and still don't find my black frock. Me put back half of my room together. I'm going to put back the other half. While me want to talk, I'm going to answer. We're going to chat tonight. Come on, guys. Let me call my people them right now and tell them me I go live. Because me have some loyal student, I me never call them and tell them. Me send them something. Let me send my people them something, because them have to come in at this class here tonight. Because this class here is very interested. I mean, I make none of them miss out in another class here tonight. None of them. None of my people them now miss out a class tonight. None of them. Me I call and talk to them. Oh yes. Oh yes. Me I call all my sister. All my sister me I call. Yes. And if you want me read over back the thing which you guys see how I type my thing. Come on, guys. Text a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend that the class is started. Class start. Honey girl. Oh, Anne-Marie, I can't join. Yeah, me a call for me 2 phone. Then me a call. Let me text my sister. My sister, I'm on YouTube right now with the live. Let me read this text here. We just come in. Hello, my family. I am on YouTube right now on the live. I am on YouTube right now on the live. Hello, my sister. I'm telling you, I'm on YouTube tonight on the live. This class gonna be epic and it's gonna be something else. Me start you now. All right, my sister. All right. Woo, my sister, easy. My sister says she'll come on right now. Me not tell you. Yeah, my sister go come on. Make me call. And all right, let me call my sister in Jamaica. Me have to call all of my family. Them guys, come on, talk to me. Ladies, come on and talk to me. Come, my pretty sister. My pretty sister, I'm on live now. Me know why you miss nothing. And remember, next week is a giveaway, $20 credit Digicel or Lime. Next week, plus I'm giving away, I mean, know you're one of them where I go get credit. You know that. $20, me I give it this time, $20. Me dey on live now, my sister. Me dey on live, you too. Me don't want my family miss out nothing. Family who support me, me don't want them miss out nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing. I call my auntie at England, make she know. You know, guys, come on, I'm gonna read this thing again because me have to write my thing. Me have to write it out. Yeah. I guess my aunt, I don't know what time is it now. Oh my God, come on. Guys, I'm gonna read it. Read what I title again. Come on, guys. I am on my live on YouTube. Come over. Guys, I'm going to read my title again. I need everybody to listen to me and listen very careful, you know, because um my daughter need to fix this. She can't send nothing to me. Guys, I take some amazing picture today, me and my oldest daughter for the funeral. I promise you guys, I'm gonna post them. I know you guys will see them because I'm gonna post them. Hello dear, I am on YouTube live right now. Yes, yes, yes. You know, I'm gonna read back this thing here for you guys, and you guys tell me how you deal with it. I don't know. How does you put up with someone that already in a relationship, both female or male? This question is for what if you need sex? Does that work out for you? How does that work out for you? I need somebody tell me, because I cannot be with somebody that is in a relationship, because you there somewhere else and me there somewhere else, and you live with your woman, me live by myself, and when me need my stuff you can bring it to me. How does that work out? To the male man them, you dating a woman and she live a yard with her man and you want her, you know, you love her. How does that work out for you? Tell me, because I need somebody to tell me, because I can't comprehend this one. I just cannot comprehend it. I want to know if you talk back to me. I want to know talk to me. Talk to me. You know, I'm talking to both female and male. How does you put up with someone that already in a relationship, both female or male? What if you need sex? How does that work out for you? Tell me. I need to know. Want to talk to me, talk to me. Come here, ear on the talk to me. Come here about to play something for the ear, so talk to me. Talk to me. When to know if he is a liar. All right, I'm gonna play. Come on, guys. I'm gonna read back my thing to you because I like to take notes before I come on. Both male and female, this question is for. How does you put up with someone that already in a relationship, both female or male? What if you need sex? Does that work out for you? How does that work out for you? I need somebody talk to me. Talk to me. Because more want somebody dialogue back with me and tell me, because for me, it now go work and it can't work. Because and the thing I cannot take with a man is when they lie and they are deceitful and they're conniving. And this is why, ladies, I do not put up with a lot of stuff, and I do not condone a lot of stuff when it come on to a man. I don't care what you want to give me or how much you want to give me. Listen me, money, and I first of all, I don't worship money and material stuff. Yes, we need money to buy stuff and pay bills and for buy food, but at the same time, me not greedy for money. Me not worship material stuff. Me not worship vanity and all of that. So, and I mean that. But my thing is to you, ladies. Yeah, he might get a word, yes, but he might have a woman. What if the nature take it course? What if nature take it course at your home? What happened? Tell me. Talk to me. I want you to talk back to me because I want to know. Me want to know because I need to know. I need to know, ladies. I need to know because sometimes some of these guys, they're so lie and they're so conniving. Yes. And some ladies is the same thing, but the guys, they're very good at what they do. They lie, 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 lie. They lie, you know? And you have some ladies act like they're in denial and they're naive. You have ladies out there that act like they're naive or they're in denial with some man. No, don't get caught up with certain things, sweetie. You don't have to settle for less. You understand me? Please. 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 No. Ladies, when you ever see some woman out there, them turn real bad and then find a good man. So why is it if you pretty and you have all that and you're going to settle with a man? No, don't do that. Please, do not settle for less. What if, we are talking to both female and male, We're not only talk to only the female, we're talking to the male then. Because some guys, trust me, ladies, you have man that fall on the same, them, them fall on the same and just like a woman. What my sister say now? Yes, my sister. Yes, 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 my wonderful sister. Yes, yes, my sister. But upon the live, my sister, come on. What happened to my phone? I tried now, send the voice note. What the net about this? Don't play with me, You see, my sister talk to me. Don't play with me. Yes, my sister, that is a topic I'm on right now. Guys, I'm going to read it again. I'm going to read it again because you have man out there that is a liar and they like to play games with both partner. And you have woman out there that like to play games with both woman. And I don't think it's right and I don't think it's fair for the next person. I'm going to ask the question again to my true supporters and my families on this platform. How does you put up with someone that already in a relationship? I'm talking to both party, female or male. What if you need sex? How does you work that out? Tell me. I need to know. I take notes and I'm reading what I write, and that is the title. How does you put up with it? And you see how some people, guys, listen, worse after worse out there and get some good woman and some good man. And and to see some people were really, and to see them pick up some man where take advantage of them and come every day with lies. And you have I don't think no woman should settle for less. And I do not think a man should settle for less. Period. There's no if and but right there right now. There's no if and no but. This is a question I'm asking everybody, and I need everybody that is in. If somebody on my platform is in that situation, me not lie. Me not tell you if you run out of it, because right now, I tell you, say, me can't put up with that. Because when nature take it course with me and me, want sex, what gonna happen? Eh? Seriously, seriously, ladies, seriously, guys, seriously, think about it. How does you put up with someone that already in a relationship? This question both go for man and woman, or male or female. What if you need sex? Does that work out for you? How does that work out for you? Me need somebody to tell me, because me not lie. Me not lie. Me not lie. And that's why Beanie Man did come with this song. One man, one girl can, what I'm say? Man fi have enough girl. Man fi have enough girl and girl in a bungle, girl from Rima. And this is why you see some people have two partner. Because your man a give bun and you give back bun. Because you understand me? But I don't think it's right to me. I don't think it's right, period. I don't think it's right. Because me no like bun. I me not give none and me no want none. You understand me? When my sister say, be fine. Hey, my sister. My sister. No, sir. Me not read out your text, my sister. Me not read it out. But that one is funny. Tell you fi find me one nice man who need somebody. Okay. Oi. Woo. My sister, me can't talk in the comments something. No, sir, me can't read out them your text here. Me not read it out. This is from one of my sister. Me can't read out this. Me can't read out this, Lord. This is confidential between me and my sister. You understand me? Yes, yes, my sister. And I'm looking in, let me tell you. Yes, my sister. Mm-hmm. Yes. How does you put? Come on, ladies, talk to me. Guys, talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Because we come for talk tonight. We come for talk. You know, we not hold back on the man, them ladies, and we not pretend with them. And we not put, no. Some of them man have to get beaten with some big stick too. Because some of them have their woman here that expect them and want to come chat to you anyway. And this is things to ladies. Ladies, come we talk. Come we talk, ladies. Live a year with them woman, the side chick now, them feel like them can't come and talk to the side chick. Anyway, side chick, you know, please. Now make no boy will live a yard with them woman come chat to and think them can't come condemn and use him mouth and beat you. When him open him mouth and say something negative in your life, swallow him with your big mouth. Even if your mouth not big, make it big and swallow him and yam him up with your mouth. Now play with him. You understand me? Because some of them have their woman live here and think that they can come talk to you and tell you anything and say anything to you. Do not accept anything a man put at your table that is negative. Please. Ladies, do not accept everything a man put at your table that is negative. Please. You can get somebody better than that. And if I the SEX are the problem and he might do the XEX GOOD good, listen me, let him go. You understand me? Let him go. You don't need that. It's always somebody out there better than somebody. Me always say you have the good, the bad, the ugly. You understand me? You have good, better, best. Let him go. Let him go. Let that man go. Let him know that you're not for no game. You're not playing no games. And you're just tired of all this smack. You know, because sometimes they come with their lying and deceitful lips. They come in with their lying and deceitful lips. What if nature take its course? What happened to you? As a side chick, what happened? Tell me what happened. It's different if he's working and he's not in a relationship, or we understand the job that he's doing. He might drive truck or trailer, or he might you understand me? Him is a pilot, or he is a, you understand me, he's a air hostess. He might the one that, you know, speak on the plane and the pilot I go take off, or you understand what I'm saying? You can work, you can understand that. But not when he live with a woman and you are the side chick, and when nature take its course, you cannot see him, you cannot call him anytime you want to call and talk to him. Bedtime, he might shut off phone. You want just to hear him voice, you can't. Ladies, come on, guys, you want to talk to her, you can't talk to her because she have the man at the bed with her and she afraid to talk to you. She a whisper when time she to the man and she go out and she still a whisper and she not the bathroom and not the alley. Come on, guys. Come on. Don't settle for less. Ladies, I'm talking to my, I may I beat the man them tonight. Ladies, do not settle for less. Because sometimes them take us to be a damn fool and I understand that we are not fool. We are just plain fool with fool. I'm gonna say sometimes they take us for fool and they don't understand that we are not fool. We play a fool with a next fool. Yes, ladies, tell them. Yes, ladies, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me nice. Talk to me real nice, ladies. Ladies, as I told you, I make a mess this morning. I make a real mess going to my family member funeral. And I tell you, say my bedroom have to clean up back because I have to go to my bed tonight. I have to lay my head down. And I have all my clothes and everything on the bed. But we are talking, ladies. And I'm going to read every comment tonight. And I'm going to read them very careful. You know? Very, very careful. So come on, ladies, and join. Welcome, welcome, guys. If it's your first time, welcome. If it's your first time, welcome. We are talking about this topic. We have to bring up all these. We have to talk about these stuff because these stuff is happening too often. You know? Guys seem to play games with females. You know, yeah, some man love play game with females. I see it happening too often now. Too often. The man them a play games with the woman them and think it's funny. It's not funny no more. It is not funny no more. They have to understand themselves and know that, you know, we are woman and blood run through it. And you can't, me don't know, ladies, me crave them. I don't like to share. I do not like to share. I want to see a woman we want to share for her man. What's her problem make she want to share for her man? Because me not share my man. I'm not sharing my man. So I don't want to see that young lady out there where I talk about sharing is caring and all this analysis story. Whole friggin' night. You must say damn mad man. If you're mad, you're not going to Bellevue, man. This damn game and the game make you act so stupid. You guys talk to me, man. Me hear you loud and clear. Chat to me. Chat to me nice. Oh my God, where is my headband for this dress? I have clothes that I never wear yet. And my dress that I'm looking for, I cannot. And clothes that I never wear, I'm just finding them. I don't need these. I need my dress. That's what I'm looking for. Ladies, come on. What wanna say? Come here, read the comments, you know. And the comments are coming in yet. Remember go up on my phone and read the comments. I'm going on my phone. How does you put up with someone that already in a relationship? I'm talking to both female and male. What if you need CX? How does that work out for you? You know, I need to. I'm asking this question, like, because these things happen very frequently, very often, and this thing become like a cycle, and it become like a thing that, you know, when you throw dice and I throw it, the six, sometimes the six or the S are roll over, roll over. This is what it's come like to me, because you see this thing happen all over, and it happening right now. It's happening right now. And some of these men are so lie. Some of these ladies are so lie. They're playing games. These are my clothes. Let me take them out this bag. These are, where's my next stuff? These are my stuff. I can't keep them here. No way. So where's the top for this? Where is the top? The top for this, me see the top for this somewhere. I don't even know where the top there. Comments showing up on your page. Okay, my sister. I think I see my top for this in one of these bags. So I'm going to put it in this bag right here. I think I see the top for this in this. Comments. Showing up on your page. You're live. Okay, okay, my sister. Okay, okay. Okay, I'm gonna go on it right now to see my sister. Yeah, I'm gonna go on it right now to see. Yeah. I'm gonna go right now to see. Let go over there and read my stuff and see my comments them. I want to read all my comments. I'm going to ask a question again to my true families and friends. How does you put up with someone that already in a relationship, both female or male? What if you need sex? How does that work out for you? I'm talking to either the female or the male. You know, how does that work out for you? And as for me, I can digest certain things that does not sit well with me. And, you know, I don't believe in sharing, because it's not like I'm selfish, but if I'm not sharing, I don't see the reason why the partner that I have that is going to share and him going to cheat on me. I don't believe in that. I do not believe in that. And I seriously don't believe in this. Is just how I feel, and that's just my opinion. Everybody' opinion is different, but I just do not believe in cheating and sharing, you know. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna make play something for you guys to hear, and you guys listen to it, and tell me what you think and give me your best feedback. Everybody opinion is very important. Everybody opinion is very, you know, and I'm gonna respect everybody opinion, you know. Come back, why man come back, eh? Hmm.
assume that just because he's not letting you go, that means he loves you. One of the big reasons why he keeps coming back is because he can. Because he knows you're going to give in and let him in that door. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Stephon Speaks. But do not assume that just because he's not letting you go, that means he loves you. One of the big reasons why he keeps coming back is because he can. Because he knows you're going to give in and let him in that door. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Stephon. But do not assume that just because he's not letting you go, that means he loves you. One of the big reasons why he keeps coming back is because he can. Because he knows you're going to give in and let him in that door. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Stephon Speaks, or Stephon Labosiere, a.k.a. Stephon Speaks, your life and relationship coach, here to give you dating, life, relationship advice, whatever you're looking for.
Listen, everyone.
I'm talking about it. And today, I want to answer this question that I've been asked a lot, which is, why do men always come back? Now, before I give you the answer to that question, be sure to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and leave your comments below about what you think. Why do you think men always come back? Or what do you think about the answer I'm about to give you in a second? Now, I hear it all the time. You know, women dealing with men that really don't belong in their lives, okay? And the man not really trying to let go. And I even have a chapter in my book, He's Lying, Sis, that says, he won't let you go, but that doesn't mean he loves you. So, one, let's get something straight. The fact that he keeps coming back, do not assume that's love. In most cases, it ain't got nothing to do with love, it's infatuation. And there's some other reasons I'm going to explain in a second, but I see a lot of times, sometimes women getting caught up or taking men back because they think, well, he must love me because he keeps trying so hard. He must love me because every time I let him go, he finds his way back to me. This must be real feelings. No, not at all. It can be attachment. It can be infatuation. It can be convenience. All right? But do not assume that just because he's not letting you go, that means he loves you. One of the big reasons why he keeps coming back is because he can. Because he knows you're going to give in.
Listen, guys. Listen, ladies. Ladies, listen.
He knows if he says the right things, if he acts right for a week or two, or whatever the case may be, it's going to get you weak enough. And I don't use the word weak to insult you, but it puts you in a moment of weakness to where you let your guard back down unnecessarily with him, and you allow him back into your life. And so you've got to be mindful of not falling for the tricks, because regardless of why he keeps coming back, the question you have to ask yourself is, why do you keep letting him back in? Why do you keep allowing this man to have access to you? If you know he is not for you, it is up to you to shut that door. It is up to you to say no. It is up to you to start recognizing his tactics and not allowing yourself to fall for it. Now, let me say this. It does not mean there's never been a scenario where a man has come back because he genuinely loves a woman. That can't happen. That does happen. Some men do struggle to let go because there are real feelings there. But again, as a woman, you've got to be asking yourself, like, don't evaluate his actions for a second. Take a step back and say, do you really believe he's the man for you? Because regardless of whatever his intentions are, whether he genuinely feels like he loves you, whether it is just because you're convenient, whatever it is, none of it matters, because what matters most is, how do you feel? How do you see this man? If you recognize he's not for you, then to hell with his supposed feelings. You understand what I'm saying? And if you know he's not the one for you, then yes, chances are he is not acting out of love. He is acting out of the things we mentioned about infatuation, attachment, and so on and so forth. So many times, yes, men will walk away or you'll let them go, and they can start missing you, because the reality is that you provided a certain benefit. and they want that benefit again back in their life. And it's very normal for people to gravitate back to that thing that they were comfortable with, that was reliable in their life, because they're not getting it elsewhere right now. So another reason why he might be coming back is because he didn't find other options. And that's therefore not a reason for you to entertain him, but it is to explain why he continues to show back up. But again, I don't want you to assume all situations of a man coming back is a man you should not entertain, but I damn sure don't want you thinking that you should always entertain him. I want you to be able to take a step back in these situations and really be honest with yourself, or more importantly, pray about it. Now, I know you don't hear that from everybody, but the reality is that we don't pray and talk to God enough about the people that we're dealing with, or if we should be dealing with somebody. And so if that man pops back in your life, take a step back and pray. Listen to your intuition, listen to your spirit, and allow that to guide you into whether you should be entertaining this or not. Whether you should allow yourself to take that phone call. Because sometimes, not only do you need to recognize if he's not for you or not, but if he's not, you need to find ways to not allow any crack of the door. All right? So that might require you erasing messages, deleting phone numbers, removing pictures, removing yourself from social media, or from being friends with him on social media. If that's what it takes to make sure you don't keep falling into this cycle of continuously taking this man back, then so be it. That's what needs to happen. But again, stop focusing so much on why he keeps coming back. Ask yourself, why do you keep taking him back? Ask yourself, should you be entertaining him? And if you know you shouldn't, close that door, keep it shut, and move forward. So again, I hope you found this video helpful. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Be sure to comment below. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video.
When I was younger. Hi, I'm Coach Natalie. Thank you for tuning into our YouTube channel, Love Advice TV. Me, in cohesion with my two amazing partners, Coach Adrian and Coach Alex, create these videos and release them daily for you to coach yourselves at home. We are relationship coaches, and that's what we focus our lives and we've dedicated our time to. And I look forward to helping you reach whatever goal it is that you want with the person that you love most. Now, speaking of love most, this video is an interesting one because I've been encountering this situation more and more as the months go on. You're in a relationship, but you like someone else. What does that mean, and what do you do? What a good question. I've been seeing it more often than not, and I think social media might have something to do with this, but that will be a video for another time. I think we've just muddied the waters of decision, and we have so many freaking options that we find the challenge just being satisfied with the person who's right in front of us. Now, I wanted to make this video because I want you to make an informed decision before you make a mistake. I think that because of the muddying of the decision waters that we're dealing with, it's so easy to cultivate that new attraction for someone without wanting to abandon the one you have. And now you've got two problems. You have half of a full relationship and half of an empty one. So what do we do? First and foremost, I want to spend a moment talking about the fact that if you like someone else, that's a problem. You need to identify where the hole in your relationship is before you start putting eggs in another basket. You will regret this down the road if you do not trust me. Give your relationship the decency that it deserves, the respect that it demands, if you want to keep this thing alive. If you find your eyes wandering, if you are engaging in other people, if you are in a bar and seeking attention from people who are not your partner, then there is something missing. In the belly of your relationship, do not ignore it. Find it. What is it? What is it made of? How did it get there? Is it fixable? I think 90% of the problems, challenges people face in a relationship when they find themselves able to like someone else are fixable. If you give it attention, if you give your relationship TLC, you can fill that hole rather than abandoning it and cultivating something else with someone new. If you are looking for attention somewhere else because your boyfriend or girlfriend is somehow abusive, whether it's verbally, psychologically, emotionally, physically, then maybe this is a blessing in disguise. Okay, maybe you should be exiting from this relationship, cultivating something else, not necessarily with this new person that you like, but with someone else in general. It could be a good idea. You're not bound to a relationship. But if you want to fucking make this work, and you really want to keep your partner, trust me, do not let your eyes wander. Bring them back. Bring them back to you and me, to us, to what it means to be in a monogamous and respectful relationship. I have a really good exercise for you that I think would be tremendously helpful. So the exercise actually comes from Coach Adrian's crash course found on our website, www.withmyexagain.com. I encourage you to go check it out after this video if you find yourself in this specific situation. The exercise is as follows. Part 1. This is a 3-part exercise, so I encourage you to get a pen and paper. Part 1, make a list of everything the two of you have ever fought about, no matter how trivial, no matter how long ago, no matter how small. Everything. If you are in a relationship of 1 year or more, you should have a minimum of 10 things on that list. Some of you may say that you do not fight. If fighting was not something that you two are often facing, then just think of differences. What are the differences? Where's the disconnect generally in our relationship? So that will be your modification if you two aren't fighting, if you guys aren't arguing. Part 2, I want you to argue the exact same list you developed in part 1, but this time pretend you are your partner or your ex. Put yourselves in their shoes. Empathize. Learn what it is that they're going through. Is this hole something that they're creating, or is it something that you're creating? Who's the catalyst here? What are the driving forces here? And we're only going to be able to identify those if we attack every angle and cover every base. So, part 2, write the same exact list as part 1, but this time through the perspective and lens of your partner or ex. Part 3, make a list of solutions to prevent those issues from ever happening again. If you find like you can't, or if you find that you can, but it will require you to sacrifice an element of happiness or opportunity or excitement that will only make you resent them if you do, then you know your answer. I do think that a lot of people feel very guilty when they like someone else and they're in a relationship and they're like, oh shit, I like someone else, it means I'm a bad person. You know, I don't necessarily agree with you. I think that for a lot of people, again, I do think the social media indecision problem is a huge epidemic I'm seeing. But outside of that, I think that because we feel guilty, we hang on tighter because we don't want to acknowledge that there might be flaws in our relationship or in our abilities as a partner. This exercise can help you relieve yourself of any of that guilt. If you really fundamentally know that you cannot make them happy while making you happy, you've dodged a bullet. Cut your losses. It doesn't have to be a devastating thing. When it comes from a merger of heart and mind, it will only make sense to you. If you need help communicating this breakup, if you need help communicating these problems, if you want to share this exercise with your partner, I encourage you to do that. If you need help, I'm here to support you. I can help you tailor that conversation, navigate through those waters, because I know that they are scary, and I know that it's our biggest fear of abandoning something that we think we can still save. So first, qualify whether or not it's savable. salvageable. Sorry, wrong word. And then afterwards determine how it is you're going to go about it. I can help you. I encourage you to visit our website, www.withmyexagain.com, to schedule a coaching session, view our products, view our blog. We have so many articles, we have so much content geared towards situations like this to help you on your way to figuring out what it is that you want and how it is that you're going to go about getting it. To go overall in this video, I wouldn't put eggs in someone else's basket until you've identified what is causing the disconnect in your own relationship. Trust me, a lot of people do not take this approach and they nosedive into someone else without ending it with their partners. And then they call me all the same, but now the problems are bigger and they're harder to get rid of. Let me know if you need my help. Let me know if you have a unique situation. Please feel free to leave a comment in this video. Like it if you liked what you saw. And let me know if there's anything else, any other content you want to see that you find you're not finding on the internet. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Coach Natalie, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.
I don't want you to just say, well, the minute I feel this way, let me walk away. No, we'll get into how you should approach it. But the reality is that first recognize, is that the case with you? Is that what's going on? Because if it is, why have you still been there? If it is, why is it even happening? Are the issues correctable? Or is it just a symptom of you being with the wrong individual? You got to see when this is a real problem in your relationship. And if it is, then this is a huge sign that it's time to let go. But again, what we do always is address it. We see if we can make adjustments and changes. We see if this draining, this stress, this unhealthiness is due to miscommunication, is due to simply not being on the same page. Sometimes simply talking about things could have easily fixed the problem. And a lot of people don't properly communicate with their partners and attempt to get to the root of the matter. All right? A lot of people are expecting their partner to figure it out, to know this is what you should be doing. Why should I even have to tell you? But you do have to tell them. You do have to express yourself fully so that they're clear on what it is that you need, so that they're clear on what the issue is, because some people don't even realize that you are feeling depleted while they're feeling fine. They could be like, man, I thought everything was good. I'm fine. I'm okay. You seemed okay.
Okay, I understand, my sister.
But the whole time, you're feeling destroyed by this relationship. You've got to communicate those things. But again, if it cannot be corrected, after you see that it is taking and depleting you, then yes, that is a sign it is time to let go. Number two sign it's time to let go. When the issues that have been addressed are not being corrected. So again, here's the key. You have to address the issue first. I will never condone or encourage anyone to simply walk away from a relationship when they've done no addressing of the issues. We got to be able to sit down and talk. We got to be able to get everything out on a table. You notice I stress the word everything because many times we address a little thing here, a little thing there, but we're not getting it all out. Maybe it's the fear of they won't be receptive to it. Maybe it's, well, in the past, this conversation hasn't gone well. And I completely understand that, but you cannot allow that to be a scapegoat as to why you're not going to now talk about these things. Because if you're not going to talk about it, how can you continue to have a relationship with them? If we can't talk to each other, we shouldn't be together. Plain and simple. So you've got to be able to get it out. Now, if verbal communication has not worked, and that's very common, that's very typical, then I suggest doing it via a letter. It can be very hard to have healthy, productive conversations verbally because people can get defensive, people deflect. Sometimes you don't realize your tone and the energy that you're bringing to that conversation, so they're feeling attacked, and they will get into defense mode. Therefore, the conversation goes nowhere. You guys see no progress. By putting it in a letter where you now can make sure your tone is appropriate, where you can make sure you get everything off your chest, and now they will have an opportunity to truly process what's being said, not listen or read to rebuttal, but read to understand first, and then they can respond. This increases the chances of productive communication. This increases the chances of you two being able to get on the same page and fully addressing things. And it also increases the chances of you clearly seeing if this person is willing to work with you on the issues. So consider doing it via a letter. But the bottom line is, once it has
Listen,
been
guys,
addressed,
listen.
if the behaviors are
We have
not
to
being
listen
corrected,
and
it's
learn.
time to go.
We have to
Or
listen
even
and
worse,
learn.
they're not even trying to make it work. Like, it's one thing if you have a conversation and someone says, okay, I hear you out, I'm gonna try. And then over time you're noticing nothing's getting better, nothing's improving, and we have to come to the unfortunate conclusion that we gotta let this go. But for some of you, you're bringing it to their attention, you're clearly communicating, and all they're doing is dismissing you. All they're doing is making excuses. They're not even willing to work on the issue. If they're not willing, then what kind of relationship can we have? It's dead at that point. It's going nowhere. So at that point, if we attempt to continue to stay in this relationship, we are enabling their bad behavior. We are saying to them that your unwillingness is acceptable. But it's not. You're not happy. It's only going to make things worse. And you're never going to see anything change because they see no consequence to their actions or their lack of actions. So once you recognize that they're not even willing to work with you, that is indeed a sign it is time to let go. Number 3, when you come to the realization that you're not in love with them. Now listen, that might be a tough one for some of y'all to hear. But here's the reality. And notice I said when you come to this realization, not when you think you've fallen out of love. Because a lot of times people say, well, I fell out of love, things change. No, the love was never really there. And again, I know that might be hard for you to accept because we confuse love with so many different things. We think that we were truly in love, but we were attached. We had an unhealthy attachment to this individual. And sometimes we're so caught up in the hype, in the fantasy of who we think they are, who we want to believe they are, that we ignore the reality of who they truly are. And when the smoke finally clears, and we finally accept that reality, we realize we're not feeling it like that no more. We realize we're not in love with them. And the reality is you were never truly in love with them. You were holding on to the image you had in your head, not the reality they presented to you.
That's true.
But once you come to that realization, for whatever reason, then it's time to go. And the reason why is because once you have come to realize that you are not in love with this person, your ability to pour into them the way that they need is pretty much gone. And then their ability to do the same for you is pretty much out the window. And so now, what kind of relationship are we going to have if we don't feel like there is love between us? We're not going to be able to truly make this
We're
work.
talking about everything tonight, guys. Everything, guys and ladies, we're talking about it. Don't bother go up in on the feelings. We're talking tonight.
Unfulfilling, and it has huge ramifications. Now, granted, I know for some of you might be thinking, well, we got kids, and I get it. Kids makes things much more difficult. But I tell you right now, the idea that we stay together for the kids is misguided because what hurts the kids more than anything is an unhealthy household.
That's
so
true.
many people who are adults right now were once children growing up in toxic households. Yes, we would love to see more two-parent households, but the goal is two-parent healthy households. If it's going to be toxic, if it's going to be unhappy, if it's going to give it a negative example of relationships and love, then it's going to do more damage to the children. Now, again, This is a very sensitive topic, and I know it won't be easy for everyone to understand and grasp this, but I'm telling you right now, as someone who has sat down with tons of people, because remember, I am an actual coach. I sit down, I've counseled tons of people. I've counseled tons of children or younger kids. And I'm telling you what I have seen firsthand, and I'm willing to bet any money. If you sat down and spoke to other therapists, counselors, the more damaging impact is the unhealthy, negative household, less than the actual separation. And more so than anything, what's really causing damage outside of the unhealthy household dynamic from the separation itself is the confusion of it. The kids are like, yo, 1 minute y'all told us you loved each other, and now you're saying you're getting a divorce. Now, I try to leave divorce out of this, but it came out, so let's talk about it real quick. I understand that when I say it's time to let go, and we're talking about divorce, these things can get a little more difficult. And I have a much more specific answer for those who are going through marriage. But whether it's divorce, whether it's you're in a long-term committed relationship and you're living together with the kids, whatever it is, it's the confusion of your separation that does the most damage, because you've been, unfortunately, lying to them all these years. You've been making them think everything was okay. And now they think one day I just woke up and it went downhill. When the kids are allowed to hear or understand the truth of the matter, that this was a deteriorating situation, that maybe you guys got together too soon, that maybe you guys weren't truly best for each other, whatever it is, it may be a hard pill to swallow for them, but now they can process things in a way that allows them to still have healthy relationships going forward, and for them to not internalize the issue. Because if I'm confused as a child while you two are separating, then I may start to think, is it me? Because you're not giving me the reality of this. So now I start looking for answers. I start internalizing the situation, and now the damage starts to compound and get worse for this individual, for this child. But ultimately, listen, the goal is healthy household. And so if it's not going to be a healthy household, we can't talk to each other, we're not correcting the issues, then there's no point in continuing. So when we come to the realization that we are not in love with each other, or one has come to the realization that they are not in love and they were never really in love, then there's really nothing we can do here. It's unfortunate, it's a sad situation, but it's what happens in so many cases. And you've got to accept. Unless you really can tell me you think you can be all they need you to be despite realizing you're not in love with them, then there's no reason to continue. But again, even if you lie to yourself, and I don't say that disrespectfully, honestly, because if you try to convince yourself that you could do it, you are lying to yourself. You might keep it up for a little while, but at some point, it's going to fall off. Because when you're not in love, when there's no connection there, your ability to pour into them is just not going to be sustainable. Number 4, and this is the big one to me, all right? And this is even more specific with those who are married. It's time to go when God tells you it is. Now listen, if you're not a believer, then of course this isn't going to apply to you. But for those of you who are, we have to understand that God knows better than us. We have to lean on his understanding. As a lot of times it's hard for us to evaluate letting go of a situation because our emotions are involved. Our time and energy has been given. We may have pressure from family and friends. We may have pressure from feeling like we're not getting any younger. There's so many things that can cause us to be in denial of the fact that we need to let go and walk away from this relationship. But the one thing, the one person, the one entity, however you want to describe it, that will see past all that and can guide you correctly is God. Your friends and family cannot give you proper guidance all the time. Your pastor, me, even though I'm giving you this information, I'm not God. I don't trump his guidance. I'm just giving you something to consider, but I still want you to go to God in prayer and ask him, is it time to leave? The reality is that many of you have already been told it is, but you struggle. And now you need to talk to God more about how to get to a place that you can embrace the strength you do have within you to do what's best. For many of you, that's going to start with healing. Not just healing from that specific relationship, but from past relationships. Not just romantic ones, your father, your mothers, your cousins, your siblings, whoever. Anyone who's hurt you. Because all of that trauma, all of that hurt and disappointment contributes to your struggle to walk away from something that isn't best from you. To be able to now do what needs to be done. But again, you've got to talk to God. You've got to get in tune with your spirit. And when he says it's time to go, it's time to go. Now, when we're talking about divorce, I know people say God hates divorce. He does. But do you think he approves of miserable relationships? Do you think he approves of toxic marriages? He does not. So if we're going to not correct the issue, then do you think he simply wants you to stay there? Now listen, again, don't just take that as, oh, that must mean God wants me to leave and get a divorce. No, you have to talk to God. You have to allow him to guide you, but don't assume you know what God wants you to do. There are some situations where, yes, he may not tell you to simply get a divorce, but the actions or the steps that he will give you may lead to you being released from that marriage. It may be your partner who pulls the trigger and you go with that because that will be your freedom. That will be your pass to get out. Whatever it is, you gotta let God tell you how to handle it. Too many times we go to other individuals who, yes, may have good intention, but they lack wisdom. They lack an understanding of what's going on. And the unfortunate reality is that some of you have simply gotten with the wrong person. And yes, married the wrong person for the wrong reasons. And there's nothing you can do to make it work in your specific situation. But that's why you've got to accept what God wants you to do. But let me tell you this, even if you are married and contemplating divorce, all right? And even if you feel God wants you to walk away from this, he don't want you walking away acting a fool. What I mean by that is, I see so many people think, well, I'm on my way out anyway, so F it. I'm going to do whatever I want. Some people start dating and you're still technically married. Some people still ain't upholding their duties as a partner. No. That isn't how this works. You still need to put your best foot forward. There is still a proper way to go about this. You still need to make sure you are going about things in the best way, in the way that God would want you to. You can't just say, God wants me to do this, but then do actions or take actions that are contradicting or contradictory to what God would tell someone to do in regards to how we're behaving specifically. But again, talk to God, put your best foot forward, all right? Some of your situations can be fixed, and for some of you, it can't. But either way, you lean on him, you consider the things that I mentioned, all right? And that's how you know it's time to go. Now, again, I know this is going to be a...
Create these videos and release them daily. Hi, I'm Coach Natalie. Thank you for tuning into our YouTube channel, Love Advice TV. Me, in cohesion with my two amazing partners, Coach Adrian and Coach Alex, create these videos and release them daily for you to coach yourselves at home. We are relationship coaches, and that's what we focus our lives and we've dedicated our time to. And I look forward to helping you reach whatever goal it is that you want with the person that you love
in
most.
love with
Now,
someone
speaking of love most, this video is an interesting one because I've been encountering this situation more and more as the months go on. You're in a relationship, but you like someone else. What does that mean, and what do you do? What a good question.
Listen, guys, listen. Let me rewind that.
Media might have something to do with this, but that will be countering the situation more and more as the months go on. You're in a relationship, but you like someone else. What does that mean, and what do you do? What a good question. I've been seeing it more often than not, and I think social media might have something to do with this, but that will be a video for another time. I think we've just muddied the waters of decision, and we have so many freaking options that we find challenge just being satisfied with the person who's right in front of us. Now, I wanted to make this video because I want you to make an informed decision before you make a mistake. I think that because of the muddying of the decision waters that we're dealing with, it's so easy to cultivate that new attraction for someone without wanting to abandon the one you have. And now you've got two problems. You have half of a full relationship and half of an empty one. So what do we do? First and foremost, I want to spend a moment talking about the fact that if you like someone else, that's a problem. You need to identify where the hole in your relationship is before you start putting eggs in another basket. You will regret this down the road if you do not trust me. Give your relationship the decency that it deserves, the respect that it demands, if you want to keep this thing alive. If you find your eyes wandering, if you are engaging in other people, if you are in a bar and seeking attention from people who are not your partner, then there is something missing. In the belly of your relationship, do not ignore it. Find it. What is it? What is it made of? How did it get there? Is it fixable? I think 90% of the problems and challenges people face in a relationship when they find themselves able to like someone else are fixable. If you give it attention, if you give your relationship TLC, you can fill that hole rather than abandoning it and cultivating something else with someone new. If you are looking for attention somewhere else because your boyfriend or girlfriend is somehow abusive, whether it's verbally, psychologically, emotionally, physically, then maybe this is a blessing in disguise. Okay, maybe you should be exiting from this relationship, cultivating something else, not necessarily with this new person that you like, but with someone else in general. It could be a good idea. You're not bound to a relationship. But if you want to fucking make this work, and you really want to keep your partner, where's the disconnect generally in our relationship? So that will be your modification if you two aren't fighting, if you guys aren't arguing. Part 2, I want you to argue the exact same list you developed in part 1, but this time pretend you are your partner or your ex. Put yourselves in their shoes. Empathize. Learn what it is that they're going through. Is this hole something that they're creating, or is it something that you're creating? Who's the catalyst here? What are the driving forces here? And we're only going to be able to identify those if we attack every angle and cover every base. So, part 2, write the same exact list as part 1, but this time through the perspective and lens of your partner or ex. Part 3, make a list of solutions to prevent those issues from ever happening again. If you find like you can't, or if you find that you can, but it will require you to sacrifice an element of happiness or opportunity or excitement that will only make you resent them if you do, then you know your answer. I do think that a lot of people feel very guilty when they like someone else, when they're in a relationship, and they're like, oh shit, I like someone else, it means I'm a bad person. You know, I don't necessarily agree with you. I think that for a lot of people, again, I do think the social media indecision problem is a huge epidemic I'm seeing. But outside of that, I think that because we feel guilty, we hang on tighter because we don't want to acknowledge that there might be flaws in our relationship or in our abilities as a partner. This exercise can help you relieve yourself of any of that guilt. If you really fundamentally know that you cannot make them happy while making you happy, you've dodged a bullet. Cut your losses. It doesn't have to be a devastating thing. When it comes from a merger of heart and mind, it will only make sense to you. If you need help communicating this breakup, if you need help communicating these problems, if you want to share this exercise with your partner, I encourage you to do that. If you need help, I'm here to support you. I can help you tailor that conversation and navigate through those waters, because I know that they are scary, and I know that it's our biggest fear of abandoning something that we think we can still save. Any extreme emotion is symptomatic of uncharted territory. Can be really, really difficult, can feel really daunting, can feel really confusing. And so if you are experiencing all of those things, this is entirely normal, and you've come to the right place. If you are looking for support, breakup support, reconciliation support, relationship support, you're in the right place. And be sure to subscribe to this channel to get access to content where we address topics just like this one each and every day. This video is definitely something, the topic of this video is definitely something that so many of my clients ask me in our one-on-one coaching sessions. They ask me, but how do I know if he still has feelings for me? How do I know if she's still into me emotionally? So if you are also asking yourself these questions, awesome, stick around. Let's go ahead and get started. Sign number one that your partner still, or your ex-partner still has feelings for you, is if speaking with you is truly emotionally fueling. If no matter what the conversation is about, they get upset, they feel more animated, even more excited, any extreme emotional shifts or changes typically is symptomatic of feeling intensely about something. And if they feel intensely about you, it's because they have feelings for you. Even if you think the feelings are negative. So many clients will say, well, she's so mean every time I call her. Or he screams and he expresses anger. Any extreme emotion is symptomatic of care, because if your partner didn't have feelings for you, you wouldn't have the power to anger them anymore. You wouldn't have the capability to get underneath their skin, because you wouldn't have that anymore. They would have taken that away. You wouldn't have access, the VIP access to their hearts, if they had emotionally detached. So if you're experiencing shifts, extreme emotional shifts or changes in their behavior when you speak to them, that's a big sign that they still have feelings for you. Sign number two, that they might have feelings for you, if they're regularly reaching out or choosing to turn to you when they're going through a difficult time. If they think you have the power or possibility to make them feel better, wow, it means that they have feelings for you. It means that they truly value the role that you play in their life. So I hope that that is also something that you view as a sign that they still have feelings for you. Another sign that they might have feelings for you is if they refuse to break their bonds with your family. If your mom is still texting with them, they still reach out to your sibling on their birthday or on Christmas. Typically, these are signs that they're still keeping your network nearby. To take the energy, the emotional real estate to remember to reach out to your ex's mom on Christmas, that's big. So if you're seeing that they won't break out of those bonds or those relationships, that might also be a sign that they still have feelings for you. Another sign that they might have feelings for you is if they lose it, if they discover you're seeing someone new. Whether or not this person is going to transform into a long-term relationship or was simply a conversation you struck up at a bar once. If it ignites fury, frustration, pain, sadness, despair, stress within your partner to know that you might be spending more intimate time with someone new, then that might very well also be a sign that they still have feelings for you. Knowing that they might really lose you, knowing that the idea of you being with someone else disturbs them, that might be a sign that they still have feelings for you. A final sign, which I imagine many might find to be obvious, but let's go ahead and add it, is if they tell you. I have also so many clients who say, but my ex still says that they love me all the time. But they have a difficult time believing that it can be true because so many things have changed. Or they second guess themselves, the value that they add, maybe their insecurity has gone up. But if your partner is regularly saying, hey, I feel for you, I have feelings for you, I love you, I miss you, I would say, why would they ever tell you that unless it was real? Or unless they're a tremendously manipulative person, in which case it's so important that you ask yourself, do I even want to preserve the relationship? Do I feel safe being emotionally vulnerable with someone who takes that emotional fluidity and does something manipulative with it? So that we can create so many more videos around that topic, so we won't go there. But if your ex is regularly saying, I love you, I miss you, I'm thinking about you, you're on my mind, then that very well might be a sign that they still have feelings for you. I would like to know if you are seeing signs. What signs are you seeing? What are you curious about? What makes you say, could that mean that she or he is still into me?
People who have, people who do, maybe even people who will, but nobody will ever match the intensity of what this person feels for me. The completeness, the wholeness. It's amazing to be loved like this. And this person understands me more than anybody else ever has. I mean, I've tried to explain myself to other people. I don't even have to explain myself to him or her. I just start talking. I start saying what I feel, what I think, what I want to do in life. And this person gets it like nobody ever has before. And I feel so completely understood and accepted and loved. That means that this is the person I was meant to be with.
I do not
Yeah, I
know.
know I'm married to somebody else, and
I
there's all
do.
kinds of reasons I
Oh,
married
my
him or her,
sister.
but this
And
is the
my
person.
aunt catch
This is the one
something.
who
Sorry,
completes me.
sorry,
If only I
sorry.
had known him or
Oh,
her
my
back then,
Lord.
this is the
My
person
aunt
I would
catch
have married, because
something.
this is the person I truly need to spend the rest of my life with. And I can't even explain to anybody else what this feels like, because I don't think anybody else has ever experienced this. It's that amazing. It's that unique. It's that unusual. Ah, I'm Dr. Joe Beam. Did I describe some of the things that you're feeling toward this person? Well, I just described for you what I felt toward the person I was madly in love with
My
when I
hand
was
touched
married to someone
something
else. By the way,
when
as
I
we go
was
through
setting
this,
up
if
the
you see that
live.
button
My
right down there that
mistake.
says subscribe, if you want more content about relationships, particularly about love, click that button where it says subscribe so we can give you even more information about relationships and about love. But if you're in love with somebody else right now, and yet you're married to another person, can I give you 4 potential paths that your life is going to go on? And it'll probably be one of these 4. And then 2 results that are going to happen based on which path you go. It'll take a few minutes, but just something for you to think about. The first thing is this. You may try to stay in your marriage and yet continue in the relationship you have with your lover. Let me tell you right now that that's doomed. You may think, no, it's not. I've been doing it for a while. I can do this. I can make it work somehow. I can balance it all out. And you may even be able to do that for a while, but you won't do it forever.
Yup.
Eventually, that's going to change. Either your spouse is going to find out, and then you're going to face all kinds of misery, or your lover's finally going to say to you, I can't handle this. It's got to be either her or him or me. Make your choice. Another thing might be that you decide that you're going to leave your marriage for your lover. And of course, you have that right and privilege if you choose to do so. I'll explain more about that in a couple of minutes. Or it may be that you think, I need to end this affair. I do love this person with all my heart. She loves me more than I've ever been loved, but because of my morality, what I believe is right, what I believe is wrong, because of my responsibilities, not just to my spouse, but if you have children, my responsibilities to him or her, my responsibilities to my religion, if you're part of that, my responsibilities to society, whatever it might be, you might be thinking, okay, I need to end the affair. Or you may be thinking, what I'll do is I'll wait until my lover ends it. But in all likelihood, one of those 4 things is going to occur. You're going to try to keep doing very well for you. Or you're going to leave your marriage for your lover, a real possibility. Or you end the affair, or eventually your lover does. But what do you need to be thinking about when you try to decide, well, should I pursue one of those 4 or just wait to see what happens? Well, understand that there's a concept, 2 things you need to grasp right here. Everything in life has a short-term consequence and a long-term consequence. Now, when I say the word consequence, you might think, oh, then you mean it's turning out badly no matter what, because consequences connotate bad things. No, not necessarily. I'm just saying that results, if you prefer that word better. I call them consequences because it really does come as a consequence of whatever you do. And when you think in terms of short-term consequences, what that means is I'm focused on what makes me feel good now. And if you focus on short-term consequences, often you wind up making decisions that are not best for you. Now, we could illustrate with other parts of life. You understand that, like, I'll eat whatever I want to now because it tastes good and it feels good. But you realize that as you get older and as you go on through life, that that has consequences. That if you eat whatever you want to, whenever you want to, you're going to have problems with obesity, heart disease, cholesterol, all kinds of things that come along there. But when it comes to thinking about this, too often people think in short-term consequences as well. I did. I was married to one. Her name was Alice. I was, as a matter of fact, her name still is Alice. I was in love with another. I won't give her name because I don't want to cause any problems here. I'll just call her Sally Sue, since I've never met a Sally Sue. I was concentrating on what I felt when I was with Sally Sue, how wonderful that emotion was, and kept thinking, I don't want to end my marriage because of the fact that I think that's wrong based on what I believe in value. Plus my children, all the other kind of things I was mentioning to you. But whenever I'm with Sally Sue, life is amazing. It's wonderful. I feel all these things I don't feel otherwise. But you see, when you focus on the short term, what I feel now, then you tend to neglect thinking what's going to happen tomorrow and the day after that and the year after that. Believe it or not, even the decade after that. So short-term consequences, when you think just about that, what I feel now, they don't typically lead to the best decisions in life. Well, what about long-term consequences? Well, that's thinking about what happens later on down the road. It's not just what I feel in 10 minutes or 10 days. It's what about 10 months or 10 years? And not just what I feel, but what else happens in my life, in the life of my spouse, in the life of my lover, the lives of other people that matter to me. For example, if you have children, if I'm going to be thinking about the long term, then I'm focusing on not just now, but the future. The short-term future, yeah, 10 minutes, 10 days, 10 months, but the long-term future as well. And that's when you start thinking about the effect on your spouse. No, I didn't want to do that. I was focusing so much on what I felt with Sally Sue that I didn't think about how it was going to affect Alice. As a matter of fact, I went ahead and I divorced Alice because I had every intention of being with Sally Sue. Alice wound up not having as much money to live on because of a lot of reasons there, but one is just the division of income, if you will. I didn't think about the consequences it was going to have on her, not just financially, but emotionally, where she was now cast adrift, if you will. Oh, I kept saying, you're fine, you're wonderful, life will be good for you, some great man will come along and make you happy. But those weren't real thoughts in the terms of reality. Those are more thoughts of my own fantasies, trying not to feel badly about what negative effect I was going to have on her and how it affected her social relationships with my family she'd had before. In other words, I didn't think anything other than the short-term consequence for me. What do I feel? And didn't think much at all about the long-term consequence for Alice, the woman I've been married to for 15 years, when I divorced her. I justified it at the time by thinking to myself about all these negative things about Alice. Here's what she did wrong. Here's where she's imperfect. Here's where... But it was still focusing on me and what I felt right now. And I certainly wasn't focused on the long term in terms of my own children, who were 9 and 6 at the time that I divorced Alice and left her. But you see, there weren't always going to be 6 and 9. To think about how tough it was for them to have to work through life living with a mom who now had to go get a job. She didn't have to before, but she did now. And seeing their dad only every other weekend. And realizing that all the things they needed from me, I couldn't give them. And just every other weekend. But you see, I wasn't focused on my kids' future at that point. I kept telling myself, kids are resilient. They'll be fine. No problems here. As long as I'm with Sally Sue, I'll be happy and life will be perfect. I wasn't even focusing on Sally Sue's future. In other words, what the relationship with me was going to do to her life in terms of how her friends would view her as the other woman who had stolen a man away from his wife. I wasn't thinking about what it did to her own religious beliefs over time, and they were important to her. Even the time that I took from her that affected other things in her life that were important to her, like her own family. You see, it was all about me and how I felt right now. It wasn't really about how it was affecting other people. But when it really came down to the bottom line, it wasn't even thinking about how it would affect my future. In other words, affecting who I am. So when you make a decision on what you're going to do, whether you're going to leave with your lover, try to balance the two of them together, which you know is not going to work long term, whatever you're thinking about, don't just think about the short term of what you feel now, but even about your long-term future. For example, if being involved with somebody in contradiction to your marriage vows violates your own morality, your own belief and value system, that actually affects your future because it will lead to you becoming a different person than you are now. You may think, oh, no, I'm already becoming a better person because of my great love for my lover. But think about the longer term. What happens to an individual that's living in contradiction to the things he or she valued and believed before? And think about the legacy that you leave. Now, in my case, Alice and I finally worked it out. The lover eventually left me. Interestingly, in these situations, that happens the majority of the time. Alice and I actually remarried each other and have been remarried now for a whole lot of years. But even to this day, I see the effect on my children who were 9 and 6 when that happened, who are much older now, married, have their own children. But I see the legacy of what I've built, what I have dealt. I see the legacy of my actions and how it affects their lives to this day. Now, if you have had these short-term consequences or long-term consequences, write about them in the comments below. If you've left your spouse for a lover, write below what happened. You may write down there, hey, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. And if you do, then write that. We're not going to cut those comments out. Or you may write something a whole lot different, or you write about, when I thought about the short term, this is what I expected to get. But in the long term, this is what I actually got. So make your comments below. We'd love to see what you have to say. Now, if you're thinking, I'd like more information about what would I do if I tried to stop the affair and put my marriage back together? Is that possible? Are there certain things I need to go through? The answer to that is yes, it is possible. And yes, there's certain things you need to go through. Contact us. We're at marriagehelper.com, marriagehelper.com, or call us. As a matter of fact, you can see our number right below. Pick up your phone, call that toll-free number right now, and one of our folks will be glad to spend time listening to you, hear your story, help you realize what you can do if you choose to do to put your marriage back together. And if you're torn,
hello, and welcome to Love Advice TV. My name is Coach Adrian, and this is what we do. We help good people all over the world find happiness in love and make sense of complicated situations. And in this video, I wanted to talk about being married and falling in love with someone else. It is quite common for people who are in long-term committed relationships to start to fall out of love with a partner. Now, if you don't find yourself in this position or in this situation, I know what you're thinking. It's wrong. It's bad. You shouldn't do it. But the reality of it is that love is a lot more complex than we sometimes want it to be. And good people find themselves in complicated situations. We are human and we make mistakes. What should you do if you find yourself falling in love with someone other than your spouse? Well, to be quite honest, we truly value commitment in marriage. And so I'm going to tell you that you need to do everything possible to make sure that you salvage your marriage. It might seem more exciting, it might seem more appealing, but the reality is that you're not seeing the full picture. And making a decision on a whim because you feel like you've fallen out of love with your significant other, and in love with someone else is quite dangerous. The grass is greener syndrome is real. And unfortunately, human beings have a tendency of focusing more on what we don't yet possess and what we've lost, rather than on what we do have. It is very difficult for us to fully appreciate what we do have. People get complacent, and after a while, I could understand how you wouldn't feel as attracted or as connected to someone that you've been with for months, if not years. But commitment means sticking to what you committed to, even when that initial feeling and excitement has worn off. And falling in love is a little bit of an illusion, where you're focused on the potential of what a relationship could be, not what it actually would be. And in order to truly understand and appreciate love, in order to experience love to its fullest, the path ahead is to reinvent yourself, to reinvent your relationship together through the seasons. The obstacle is the way. And so I urge you to take a step back and to stop trying to focus on what this other potential relationship could be, and to talk to your partner. Talk to your partner about how you're feeling, the fact that you're disconnected, the fact that you want to reconnect. I wouldn't go and talk about the fact that you're falling in love with someone else. I think that that could open up a can of worms. Before you cross that bridge, you have to make sure that you have done everything possible to salvage your relationships. Because I have seen so many people have regrets, burn the house down, throw away everything that they've built over many, many years, only to realize that they were bored, that they did not truly fully appreciate what they were doing. And so you want to make sure that you communicate openly with your significant other, as we had discussed, that